Hi guys, welcome to A Handful of Hearts. Valentine's Day is coming and I thought what a nice thing to have you guys maybe make some hearts that you can give to someone you care about. So in your package that you got, your little kit, you will have a little container like this, and in it you'll find thread and needles and buttons, okay? There's even a thimble in there, which is very cool. Let me show you the thimble. This way you know what a thimble is. There's at the bottom. This is the thimble, and what you would do is you could put it on either your pointer finger or your middle finger. That'll help you to push the needle. Sometimes when the needles are hard to push through, you can use that too. So that's all in your little kit that you got. You're gonna have hearts like this that you're gonna use to make your hearts. And there's also some little hearts that we can put on there, okay? So this is an example of one. And what we did was I put the light green color, mint color on the outside, and I used the plaid on the back, and I just did it with black thread. You can use whatever thread you want. Today what I want to show you is how you would put a small heart and a button on the front. So one of the things you have to remember when you're doing these hearts is that you always have to think about what you have to put everything on first, and then you're going to attach the front to the back, okay? Again, you're gonna do whatever decorations you want first on one side, and if you're gonna do any decorations on the other side, and then you're gonna attach the two together. You wanna stay away from putting any decorations along the edge, because otherwise when you're doing your stitching, you'll see it would get in the way, okay? So let's get started. I'm gonna start with my thread. And what I did was I grabbed some thread, and it's about, I'd say from the tips of my fingers, like maybe to my neck, okay? And now the next thing I need is my needle. So I'm gonna take my needle, and I'm going to look for the eye. The eye is right there. And I'm gonna thread my needle, and I'm gonna just put my glasses on so I can see better. Okay. So I'm gonna take the end, and it's always better to use a very small amount, okay? Don't let it be like this, because otherwise you're gonna try to go, and see how it moves? You wanna only leave a little bit, go right through the eye, pull it through, and then you're going to make sure that the two ends are the same, okay? Like that, okay? Now I'm gonna grab those two ends, and I'm gonna pull the needle a little bit to make sure that now both strands are exactly the same length. So now if you're right-handed, you're gonna take your thumb and middle finger and grab the eye of the needle. The eye is where you threaded, right where the top of the thread is. You're gonna grab it like that, okay? I'm gonna now take my other hand, and it makes like a smile, and anyone who took my other program, you'll know I always describe it like a smile because that's what it looks like, a smile, okay? This finger, this pointer finger here, is gonna get ready to hold that string in place. It almost looks like a plus sign, and I'm really holding it pretty tight, so much that my fingers are almost getting a little white. I'm gonna take the thread towards me, go around the tip once, twice, 3 times. Now those threads are not moving around or anything because I'm holding it really tight. If your threads are moving, go back and try again. You want to make sure you're not tangling any of this other stuff here. Now I'm going to take my other hand, and I'm going to grab all that wound up thread. And I'm still going to make sure that my eye is down and my point is up. Now with my other finger, I'm going to push the eye through. Hold that really tight and wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And you're gonna keep your fingers, notice how I'm not moving these fingers at all, and I'm going straight up like a rocket ship. And this is where my knot is, okay? Okay? Now that I have a knot, now I'm ready to sew, okay? So as I said, I'm gonna look at my design, and I think I'm gonna put this little button on top of my heart, like that. And this is actually, you could do it all in one step. So I'm lining up these little cuts, that little notch there and that notch there, and I'm gonna hold my button down from the back. I'm going to go to the first hole, okay? Pull it through, And when the knot pulls, see, you stop when the knot makes you stop. Now I'm gonna go straight down into the second hole, and I'm pulling it down. Now remember, I'm going from the top, wherever the thread is, that's where my needle goes. My thread's on the bottom. I'm gonna go from the bottom to the top, okay? See that? And I'm gonna pull it. Now my thread's on the top. So what do? Go from the top to the back, okay? Ooh, and if it gets loopy, you first have to just gently pull on both of your threads, and it takes that loop out. See, now it's nice and flat. I usually do it 2 or 3 times in those 2 holes, then I go to the other 2 holes, and sometimes, oops, I'm just gonna, sometimes it takes a little time to find where the second one is, but you'll get it. Oops. And you know what? Sometimes it's easier, just press through, and then, there we go. Okay, make sure it's straight, and I pull. And I'm gonna do it the same way, back and forth, okay? And let's pretend that I did it 3 times, okay? Always make sure that you put your knots on the back, okay? So I'm gonna show you a real quick tip of how you can put a knot in the back, okay? What you're going to do is you're going to take your 2 fingers, and it makes it look like a piece of pizza. You see that? You see how it's a triangle? Okay? I'm gonna go underneath like this. Again, I'm gonna go underneath one side. And when I start pulling, I'm gonna let my fingers slowly go closer and closer to where the thread, and I'm gonna show you real close on this. Right over here where the thread is coming out of the fabric, that's where you can place your needle and then pull, and it makes a knot right in that spot, which is so cool. Okay, now I'm gonna take my scissor, snip off the extra, and I'm gonna now attach my front to my back. Okay, and I'm gonna show you only a little bit, but I'll show you here. It's a running stitch that goes around, so I'm gonna show you how to do the running stitch. So what you're gonna do is, again, hold the eye of the needle with your thumb and middle, so your pointer finger is ready. Make the smile. Go behind the tip of the needle so it looks like a plus sign. Take the thread that's right on this side, on the left side, towards you over the tip once, and I pull it a little down so it stays in place. See how it's not moving? And 2 and 3. I'm gonna, with this hand, grab all of that, push up the needle, wiggle, 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 and go all the way. And again, I have my knot. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm gonna show you now. What I usually do is I start along the edge, and I'm gonna go from the back to the front, and I'm gonna show you how to do the running stitch. You ready? You're gonna go down 1/4 of an inch, and you're gonna make sure you're going through the top and the bottom. And now you're gonna go under 1/4 of an inch, and then you pull. I'm trying to do it so that you can see the best. Let me pull like that so you can see it. And there's one stitch, okay? About 1/4 of an inch. Now I'm gonna do another stitch, down, under 1/4 of an inch, and pull, okay? And I'm gonna keep going all the way around until I'm ready to make the knot on the back, and I'll show you again how to make that knot. So let's pretend we went all the way around. We went all the way around, and now we're ready to make a knot. What you wanna make sure is that your knots are in the back. So I'm just gonna go to the back right now. Okay. So pretend that I'm all finished. I went all the way around just like this. And now I'm gonna make my knot. Remember, I make my slice of pizza by putting my fingers like this. And the point, the tip, the yummiest part of the pizza, that first bite, is right there, okay? You're gonna go under and pull, and then slowly inch your fingers in a little bit. And now I'm gonna take my needle, place it, I wanna be able to show you exactly. Right there, okay? Right where it's coming out of the fabric. Now I'm gonna pull, 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 until your knot forms right there, okay? Now I'm gonna get my scissor and snip, and there you go. So enjoy making some hearts for your favorite Valentines for Valentine's Day. And there should be enough for you to make at least 4 hearts for them, and be as creative as you like. All right, guys, happy Valentine's Day and happy sewing. Bye.